if this works. Alright, it says
I just feel like somebody's trying to like hack into that account, so. I shifted all my work stuff over to Gmail.
Okay.
Like, hack into that account, so.
Is the cover for number 2 done and colored now?
I shifted all my work stuff over to Gmail.
Okay.
Would I be able to see it?
Hack into that account, so.
Is the cover for
Are you a donator to my channel?
No.
Then you don't get donator only material.
Well, okay.
I just see Charles right now. He's like ripping his nails down his face. He's like, "Why won't you stop?" He's like, "This is worse than Yoshi." Somebody's got to give you grief here, and it's going to be me.
Everybody loves giving.
Everybody gives me grief about this.
Yep.
Because
this is what you have. This is what happens when you go away and you leave these guys to run the show for a while. And it's just like, oh, Charles can never leave.
Yeah.
It's my fault for having a day job, I guess.
Yep.
The day job that expects you to be responsible.
Yep.
It's fun that like this book is like so far ahead of time. And, like the first issue comes out in July, and it's like that issue's way done. Second issue August, that issue's done now for me, anyways.
All right, I think this is working. Just going to double check again to make sure that the audio is coming through.
Is it going to live broadcast, or is it going to YouTube?
It'll be going to YouTube. So I'm going to give the patrons a link after I sure that verify.
Okay.
Videos coming through.
Is it going to live broadcast?
Okay, cool. So I heard Charles asking me just now, is it going to live broadcast? So there's a significant delay, like probably 30, 45 seconds. Oh, crap, that's the wrong background image.
Excuse me.
That does not have the alt mode. There we go.
Excuse me.
All right.
Excuse me.
You okay, Daryl?
I'm gonna die.
You need to go get some water?
I should. Yep.
What were we going to do about the convention stuff from the other show? Did you want to just record that after?
Yeah, we can do it afterwards.
Okay. If we're waiting on Daryl, I'm going to run down real quick and make sure my wife's awake.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
He's left you with me. They come back, they find you crying. What did you do? What'd you do to him, Alex? What'd you do?
You wouldn't stop saying donator.
Yeah, it's just I constantly barraged him with donator for the entire time that you were gone, and he just cracked. He cracked. I broke him.
All right, I'm back. All right. Do you need me to go anywhere?
No. Where?
No, for like the link or anything?
No, it's the same. We're using the same link to make it easier
Oh, okay.
for everybody.
All right.
So we'll just do a second recording on that.
Is it recording right now?
Not yet.
Oh, good. So I can talk trash about James Roberts.
All right. That was a sentence to come in on.
All right. Well, the Patreons will hear your trash talking. So
No, I won't do it.
I didn't think Jeremy had provided the link to anybody yet.
I did.
he just did it. Yeah, he did.
Oh.
I did
just
like
did.
3 minutes ago.
Oh, there it is. Gotcha.
All right. We're gonna hit record. Get started. All right, we're recording again, so hopefully everything will be fine.
All right.
Test.
Testing. Hello. Are you hearing me? Hello.
Donators.
Donators.
Donors.
This
Donators.
one, we
Donors.
want to really
Donors.
thank our Patreon
Donors.
supporters and donators.
It's recorded for posterity.
And one of our donors actually pointed that episode out to us.
Hate that guy.
I love that guy.
All right. Ready, everyone? Okay. Everyone's got the doc, right? So
We got it,
you know where
Doc.
we're going.
We got it, Doc. All right.
All right. Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that strikes first. I'm your host, Charles, a.k.a. Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, a.k.a. Yakko.
Hey. How you doing?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Let's talk Transformers.
All right, and you might notice we're missing a host for alt mode this week.
I wouldn't say we've
But-
been missing them, Bob.
Well, he went to track down Simon Furman.
And that voice you just heard is our special guest for this episode. You might know him best as the principal artist on Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, and now on the recently announced ROM vs. Transformers Shining Armor. That is Mr. Alex Milne.
Hi-yo!
Thank you, Alex, for joining us and sitting down and talking Transformers with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I'm so touched that Yoshi knew that Simon Furman was alive and everything. It's great. I hope his devotion also extends over to Regeneration 1 when he gets around to reading it.
He's got all the issues. He just hasn't gotten to read them yet.
He has to get through G2 first.
Well, yeah, Alex reminds us that he's a regular listener to Transmissions because he pulls all our in-jokes out. One especially that continues to bother me, but
This one, we want to really thank our Patreon supporters and donators.
donors.
You asked for that one.
That's okay. You're slowly desensitizing me. It's okay.
You said it.
All right. Before we start off the show, I just want to mention again, we mentioned this in the main show, but we're just going to remind you that we're ending the sponsorship of Prime Toys at the end of April. So you've only got a few more days to use the Transmissions code. to get the 10% off discount at primetoys.net. So as of this recording, I think you've got just 3 or 4 more days in April to use that and take advantage of it. So we wish Prime Toys all the best. They're friends of ours. No, there's no bad blood or anything. It's just we time to end that sponsorship, but we thank Prime Toys for their support for the last couple of years, and we wish them all the best. All right, let's get into some comics news. All right, now Alex is already working on one crossover with Transformers and ROM that's coming this summer. And now this week we've got another announcement of another crossover, and this is the next big IDW Hasbro event called First Strike. And this is coming, I think, starting in August of this year and continuing through a couple of months. This is going to be written by Margaret Scott, who is, of course, the writer on Till All Are One, and David Rodriguez, who is the narrative director at Vicarious Visions, who are the developers of the Skylanders video game franchise. They'll also have art by Max Dunbar, who is the artist on IDW's Micronauts. So there's an interview at Comic Book Resources talking about the crossover and what's going to happen there. One thing I just want to mention, we did have we saw from an Amazon listing either last week or a couple weeks ago that the crossover was going to be called Insurgency. So it looks like they've changed the title. But it looks like we're getting into basically yearly events with these crossovers. So, we have mixed feelings about that. I mean, I know Yoshi's not here to really, lay the hammer down on this, but I know if he were here, he would mention his distaste and
Rant.
Yes,
He would rant.
He'd just be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I am also, I trust Margaret Scott as a writer since I enjoy her work on Till All Are One, but I am not a fan of yearly crossover events. I think that's too frequent. But I'm gonna read them and buy the books anyway, just because I do want to keep up with the Transformers universe and see what's going to happen. So
I think if they keep it at yearly, that's a best case scenario. I mean, I think that it's not unreasonable for them to cross over yearly. I just hope it doesn't become like Marvel and it's like, okay, this month we're doing this, and this month we're doing this.
Yeah.
Well, settle down on the whole Marvel thing, because Marvel has
Sorry.
just announced.
Whoa, then there's
They just announced that they're copying DC Rebirth.
How do you figure?
I just picked up some amazing Marvel books recently.
Marvel,
awesome True Believer stuff.
Marvel just announced that the crossover that just started which is Secret Empire, is going to be the last one that they do for 18 months.
Yeah, because they're realizing that they've overdone it. So I'm just hoping that
but
IDW
it's not a
learns
weekly
this
or
lesson
monthly
by not
thing.
having to do it.
It's definitely not been a monthly thing. It's been the fact that they've gotten ahead of themselves, and their crossovers have not ended by the time that the affected books have started, and they've just gotten behind on them. So some of them have been quite good, but this is not a Marvel podcast, so I'm not going to keep going on about it. And I almost mentioned it the last time you talked about it, but I kind of held off.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to dig it deep again, didn't you? You had to.
I'm with you, bro. Go at it.
Yeah. Fucking guy.
We'll get the donators to back us up.
Yeah, well,
Donors. Yeah, so I mean, this is going to start in August, and it's going to be. It looks like the focus is going to be really Transformers and GI Joe. with the one of the leaders of Cobra coming to try and destroy the Transformers. So it looks like the crossover is getting a little bit more focused with I think Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Mask are the principal players, and so it doesn't look like Rom and Micronauts are going to have as much of a involvement. So maybe reducing the number of players in the crossover will increase the chances it'll be a little bit more better structured.
I think that's smarter too. I mean,
Yeah.
you understand why Revolution had to have everything, but maybe if next year's had like Micronauts and Mask or something like that, and Transformers are left to the side, I think, gives a little bit more character depth for the involved franchises, but it's not too many franchises that it has to be like very shallow on the characters.
I'm just going to pitch a crossover event where I'll just take one of each cast and make it like my version of the Avengers.
I want to see one where they're actually going to pull ponies in, or turtles, or pull the big gun books in.
Well, turtles aren't Hasbro.
Yeah,
That's true.
Although
Yeah.
IDW does do the crossovers with DC. They did a Turtles Batman, and they're doing a Green Lantern Star Trek. So they could do a Turtles Transformers if Hasbro agrees.
Maybe, but I'd like to see them pull the pony book into one of these, and see what happens there. Is the Ghostbusters book, is that Hasbro?
No.
Oh, all right then. I don't know. I think that each one of these crossovers yearly will always involve Transformers, because that seems to be what they've tied the universe onto.
Crown Jewel.
Exactly. So
And that's how I get you back on my side.
Right. We're buds now. We're good again. But no, it's Transformers is the big fish in this pond of Hasbro properties. So they're always going to use Transformers to anchor a crossover event. A lot of nautical terms in that sentence I just had.
And we have the ROM Transformers crossover that Alex is doing, so that's nice to maybe have ROM in a separate book, so it's not you've got kind of things you can choose on different miniseries there.
I'm up for drawing any miniseries that they want to draw.
Cool.
How would you fit ponies into a crossover, Alex?
Well, let's see. I would need the Lost Light for that. We would come across a planet inhabited by sentient ponies that have some sort of power there. Probably given to them by some sort of ore that Shockwave developed. So that's how they gained sentience and with their pony powers. So, yeah, something like that.
All right.
Okay, we'll clip out that section of the show and send it to you, and you can submit that as a pitch.
Oh, you don't have to worry. Like that, I was writing that down as I was speaking. Here. That's gold. There.
Shockwave ores can just be used to tie anything together.
They can. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
All right. Well, moving on, we also got July 2017 solicitations this week, and mostly things that you expect. We've got Optimus Prime number 9, Lost Light number 8, Till All Are One number 12, Revolutionaries number 8, and then that ROM versus Transformers Shining Armor number 1, the miniseries you just mentioned. Then the Hasbro Heroes Source Book number 3. So that's their the IDW Hasbro Universe book, basically. Then we've got a couple of trades coming out, or just collections. We've got the IDW Collection Phase 2 hardcover, Volume 6, which collects all of Dark Cybertron and the first Windblade miniseries. And then the Hasbro Presents Revolution Complete hardcover, which is basically everything in Revolution. So you've got issues 0 to 5 of Revolution, and then all the one-shot tie-ins for each of the properties. So if you missed out on Revolution and want the entire thing, you can get it all in one book. And good.
The hardcover for that's not out yet.
It was solicited for July. Apparently, I think the trades came out a couple months ago, the paperbacks, but not the hardcover.
Wow, I actually got something sent for me from IDW that got here way before it was supposed to come out. That's amazing. I got that hardcover sitting on my
Oh,
shelf.
wow.
It's beautiful. Buy it when it comes out.
All right.
There's my mark. There's my pitch. Buy it. Good. You won't regret it. How can you regret a hardcover? They're awesome.
All right, and we will link to the solicitations in the show notes, but as always, we warn you, there are spoilers in the solicitations, the blurbs, and the cover images, so, click at your own risk. Next, we got some information about Transformers books listed on Amazon. And so these are some upcoming comics, but there's also a very pretty interesting one. So the comics listed are, again, the Hasbro Heroes source book. So I guess this will be the collected trade that collects all the issues after they come out, and that's listed on it or announced on Amazon for December 12th. So at the end of this year, you'll have all that. Then the Transformers Rise of the Autobots is solicited for June 13th. And it looks like it's just a reprint of Autocracy. So it mentions Livio Ramondelli, Chris Metzen, and...
Are you sure it's on all three? Because it's 116 pages.
Well, yeah, but the Autocracy was 12 8-page issues, which would be 96 pages.
Oh.
So
okay.
I would add, I guess, 20 pages for covers or other things. But yeah, so that's coming in June. And then a book that's not an IDW book, but this is Tips for Kids, Transformers, Cool Projects for Your Lego Bricks. And this looks like it's written by a Transformers Lego artist, Alexander Jones. Not that Alex Jones, not the one you're thinking of, a different Alex Jones. He also goes by Orion Pax online. I think he's from Germany, and you can go to his website. We'll link his website in the show notes, where he's done a lot of custom Lego Transformers projects, and now he's putting out a book where I'm assuming in the book you'll have all those designs and be able to build them yourself. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And the pictures they have on the cover, that's all we have. But I mean, a lot of times you see, these trying to make like Optimus Prime from Lego bricks, and it doesn't really look good. And these actually look really good.
Yeah, so that's cool. And lastly, we've got another Amazon listing. It's our Transmissions to All Are One #1 cover. So that's up on Amazon now.
How did that
so
happen?
If you don't, Jeremy, I think you were sleep computing or something.
I must have been.
But yeah, so we have the cover. We have our issue up on eBay, so you can buy it there. But you can now also buy it on Amazon. And so if you still haven't taken the plunge, check it out. Still got a few to sell. And that was art by our good friend Alex here. So thank you, Alex, for that cover art.
Oh, it was a pleasure. We must do it again.
Well, if people buy, you know, the remaining ones we had, then we can do it again.
I recommend we homage the first Pretenders cover from the original G1. I'm still waiting to review that book, guys.
Yeah, we've gotten away from the classic reviews, so we've gotta come back to that and get you
Yeah.
back on for that.
It's like you skipped it for the one with the awesome Galvatron cover drawn by Jim Lee. Where's the Pretender issue? Huh? It's like, I want to
Yoshi
talk about
picked the one that we
Pretenders.
used, so
Well, I can't fault him for picking a good issue there and with a good cover and everything, but still, I'm like, Pretenders, come on, let's get that one going.
All right, we've got a special request, so we've got to put a pin in that and put that higher on the list going forward. All right, well, speaking of comic reviews, we have a comic review this week, and we're doing Optimus Prime number 6. So if you haven't read it yet, you might want to skip past the review, but we're going to talk about it and tell you our thoughts on it. So without further ado, Optimus Prime number 6. Now we're going to skip that and go on to media news. All right, that was a great review of Optimus Prime number 6. Let's move on to Transformers media news.
All right, so we've got a lot of stuff in media news this week. We've apparently Hasbro has licensed Transformers to be used as activities on Carnival cruise ships. So that's you can now do things with Transformers on the cruises if you take a Carnival cruise. As like a Disney cruise where you can interact with Mickey and all the assorted Disney guys. Now you can go on a cruise and talk with Optimus.
well,
I
and the
guess.
picture here has ponies too, so there's your crossover, Alex.
Hey, Optimus and Pinkie Pie met on a ship, and now they're in a ship. Video games, yeah, games.
Leave the jokes to the professionals, man.
The Transformers Earth Wars event, Blast from the Past, is I think is over now. They have completed the event, but they're doing. I guess well, maybe not, I don't think it's over, but they've finished. They've launched the Megatron, the Beast Wars Megatron and Beast Wars Optimus Primal characters into the realm, I guess, into the battle zones, so you can get those guys now. I guess they weren't available right from the start.
Yeah,
But-
I think we're going to cut this out because this ends April 24th. So by the time this show goes up,
Perfect. It's over.
it's over. It's way over.
And cut the next one because it ends in a day or two. So no video games. Transformers 5, The Last Night. A lot of stuff happened with that. Transformers Coca-Cola stuff in China. You can now get Transformers 5 themed Coca-Cola cans. And
They're not Coca-Cola. They're some Chinese cola.
how are they not Coca-Cola?
Yeah,
It says cola.
the bottle shape in the back is the Coca-Cola trademark bottle shape.
Yeah. Don't you fucking correct me, son of a bitch. That is a Coca-Cola or a can. So, yeah, they are Coca-Cola in China.
All right, fine, fine.
You bastard. I will go to China and get a...
I've been to China.
Did you get one of those?
No.
Oh.
But I do know that they do not have Diet Coke, or what's called Diet Coke in China. They have something called Coke Light.
Coke. Okay. This
Or
appears to
in
be.
Indonesia. That's a good question.
It appears to be cans of Coca-Cola with a can of Coke Zero beside it and bottles of Coca-Cola behind everything. So it's a Coke display, and no Diet Coke, as per what Alex just said.
Well, the Coke Light, I think, would be a better name than Diet Coke.
I think in most places outside the U.S. it's called Coke Light because diet doesn't mean the same thing, and
Doesn't translate.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just know I wanted a tasty drink, and it is so hard to get.
We got another, Britain got a rated trailer for Transformers last night. So hopefully they enjoyed that. Okay, this is weird, but there is an anniversary celebration and details for Transformers The Last Night. So they're going to be showing The Last Night as well as a 10th anniversary celebration of the first movie. So this will be going on during the week of June 23rd. And that will be when they'll be re-releasing the first movie in China. So that will be happening then. Hasbro has kicked off Reveal the Shield Transformers The Last Night promotion, and that's happening on the 24th. So this has to do with, I think it's toys. Yes.
Isn't that what they called the rub sign for the movie toys, right?
Yes. This is something that they did a number of years ago with the toys. They had a whole line called Reveal the Shield.
Well, this is called Reveal Your Shield.
Reveal Your Shield.
The TFW
right.
headline is wrong.
Right. Yes. So it says, announced Reveal Your Shield, a Transformers celebration that will offer fans 5 days of Transformers content and product reveals, beginning on April 24th with the release of Hasbro's first wave of toys and consumer products inspired by Transformers The Last Night film. Throughout the week, fans will their shield using social media, Transformers.com, or the official Transformers mobile app to declare their allegiance to the Autobots or Decepticons.
So by the time people hear this episode, they will have revealed everything.
There you go.
So
look at us on top of things. And lastly, for the last topic under Last Night, we get our first clear look at Hot Rod. And as expected, he is a Michael Bay mess of a figure. And it's, I like the look of the Mercedes that he turns into, but I can't really make heads or tails of what I'm supposed to be looking at here. He's orange and black, and you can see that he has 2 arms and 2 legs and the head, but all the rest of it is kind of a mess, a mishmash. So as per usual, the alt mode is gorgeous and the robot mode is a mess. But hopefully it makes a little bit more sense in the movie. Robots in Disguise Season 3. The trailer for that season has come out, and it is now live, so you can see that on YouTube. And we have Combiner Force premiere episode details, so you can see that. The first episode will be entitled King of the Hill, and I believe that's written by Mike Judge, so you should be able to. No, another bad joke.
They found a way to convert propane into energon.
Yes, that shouldn't be too difficult, actually. And And lastly, in media news, we have.
Sorry, I was on mute, but I did want to just mention quickly.
No, you're done.
I wanted to mention also that Yeah, by the time this episode goes up, the new episodes will for season 3 will be airing on Saturday. So right after the day after this episode goes up, it's already on my DVR on my cable box. So I'm pretty
Good.
sure that those episodes will be out.
So it'll be a
I
nice
looked-
chaser after listening to alt mode.
Yeah. I looked for it today just to see, but it didn't look like my cable box had updated. So it'll probably be there as well. It'll be nice that the Canadian and the US will be on the same schedule. Although I did enjoy being ahead of you by 6 months. So, yeah. Lastly, for the media news section, we have some more recovered audio from Transformers at the Moon. This time it is from the episode War of the Dinobots with some more extended and deleted scene audio, and also a clip of Wally Burr and Frank Welker doing the Ravage effects. So take a look at those.
All right. Lots of stuff going on in Transformers Media. All right, now let's move on to some convention news.
All right, we have a few things. First of all, this weekend is the first Retcon convention we've mentioned a few times. It will be in Sweden. So if you are in the area, check it out. If you're not in the area, well, we gave you warning.
Helsingborg, Sweden.
Yeah, thanks for pronouncing that. It features guests Nick Roach and Simon Furman, who we can confirm is alive. And they are going to have a custom convention comic, and they said that they're going to try to get us one, if there are any left. But hopefully they're completely sold out, which I wouldn't mind not getting one if it means that they're successful in selling them out. And they also have convention exclusive minifigures that they've also sold out. And they said that's around 80 to 100 people confirmed, I guess, since that's how many they've sold. So
That's good.
Yeah, good luck to them. It's always good to see another Transformers focused convention, and hopefully they do well enough that they can keep doing it year after year.
Mm-hmm. This was the convention that has the Scorponok head for that'll fit G1 Scorponok,
Yes,
and
right.
I have been hoping to be able to get a hold of one of those if possible. If anyone's at the convention and listening to this and is possible able to get me one, I can trade you money for it. But yes, I would like one of those. Thank you.
And just Daryl at transmissionspodcast.com.
That's the address. Yep. Just mail it there.
All right, moving on. We have news from TFCon Toronto. Alec Willows, who is the voice of Beast Wars Tarantulas, will be attending. I personally haven't seen him at any convention, so it'll be exciting to get to see him. Tarantulas was one of the more iconic characters in Beast Wars. So that'll be interesting. He's joining, as we've mentioned previously, Michael Bell, who is the voice of Prowl, Sideswipe, and Swoop from G1. Arthur Burghardt, who is G1 Devastator. Some guy named John Barber, who writes some comic books. Aaron Archer, who was over all of Transformers for a while. Some other guy named Alex Milne, and Sarah Peter Durocher, two other. They draw comic books. So it's a pretty good group of people. So looking forward to going to TFCon.
Are you confirming that you're going, Jeremy?
I am at like 95% at this point.
Oh,
so I'm
nice.
pretty sure I'm going to be there.
Hope you can get through the border.
I'll ship all of my comic books to Daryl ahead of time.
There you go. And make me pay the duty to get him back over here.
You said
Nice
duty.
guy. The internet has been going crazy over the idea that Michael Bell and Alec Willows will do a scene from Sins of the Wreckers.
Oh, that would be
Ooh.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, moving on across the pond, TF Nation has announced two guests. Hal Rail, who is the Dinobot Snarl, Insecticon Shrapnel, he was Pipes, and a number of other characters in G1. And his wife, Maggie Roswell, who she is not a Transformers voice artist, but if you've watched The Simpsons, Charles, you might recognize her voice as one of the many female characters.
The only thing that can make a Transformers convention better is adding The Simpsons to it.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Yeah, so she this TFW article doesn't mention the actual roles that she played, but I'm sure Charles can name every single one of these characters in the image.
Yeah, so we have Miss Hoover, Helen Lovejoy, Maud Flanders, Milhouse's mom, Mrs. Van Houten, Sherry Bobbins, I think, there. And they also have Homer's mom, but I thought Homer's mom was played by Glenn Close, so maybe she did her in, like, maybe some of the other episodes. But, yeah.
I imagine Glenn Close would probably be a one-time get.
Mm-hmm.
But, that'll be interesting. I mean, it'll definitely bring in more people than just Transformers fans, and kind of convenient that he's married to another prominent voice actor, so they were able to get both of them.
I'm sure Hal did that on purpose.
Well, it also says her interests include improv, so I'm sure all the panels and stuff are going to be funny. And this is August 11th through 13th in Birmingham, UK. So check it out. And that is it for convention news this week.
To the organizers of TF Nation, my August is open.
Yeah, we actually did get a response from them, Daryl. They said we're welcome to buy tickets.
Oh, really? Oh, that's so nice.
If we do make it over, I think they would like do something for us, but we have to pay our own way. Maybe if we could add a new donator level.
Donor. Alex, you've been to TF Nation and several auto assemblies, and they haven't announced you yet. But any chance you'll get out to this one this year?
I don't know.
All right, TF Nation, guys, make it happen. He's right here.
If they want, like, I can ask for donators to help me get out there.
Donors.
You might have a better chance than we do. All right. Well, that
don't. Mighty donators, lend me your funds.
Okay, we're moving on. All right, we're coming to the end of the show with some feedback. I guess I can do this this week. We only got one, so
Yoshi's not here. We forgot to rock, paper, scissors before the show.
Well, Daryl did the media news and you did convention news, so
right.
Good rotation.
Who's doing the comic?
I am.
Yeah, but he's also going out of town, leaving us to edit without him.
Right, of course. So it's only fair that he reads a little bit more.
Or Alex, you could do feedback.
No.
All right, feedback. A little light this week, but we did get a comment from Dinobot Maximize. We had a little bit of a snafu. Comments were actually accidentally turned off on the post. So Dinobot had to leave his feedback on Facebook, but we turned him back on. So if anyone wants to comment, you still can from last week's episode. Guessing no one else is coming in for that. But anyway, so Dinobot writes, he thought the review we did last week, that was Transformers number 67, the Marvel comic, was a nice what if issue. And it was great to look at how things would have been if the Autobots and humankind were basically beaten. And I thought that was a nice aspect of the comic too, and it was a nice kind of a nice one shot there. He has a couple of points he brought up for the issue. He said that Galvatron's mental state and his madness made him think of issue 25, where Megatron went crazy after Prime's death. Then of course there it was in issue 25 was Megatron kind of feeling like he didn't actually strike the killing blow of Prime, and that's why he was, going insane thinking that Prime could have survived. But here Galvatron, of course, was, he had murdered Rodimus Prime, so it was just, him continuing to kill him over and over again. As for Getaway and the other Autobots, he said he thought it was a great way to showcase several bots that were never seen in the main comic. And he mentions Chainclaw and Crossblades were both pretenders without their shells. So there's some pretenders for you, Alex.
Not enough.
Of course, I think this made Dinobot's day that he got to correct me, and because I mentioned in the review that the Power Masters appeared in issue 42, but they did briefly appear in issue 41 to set up the next issue where Optimus Prime came back as a Power Master. So that was issue 41. Of course, was the big battle on the moon. And that was where Blaster and Grimlock faced off, and then the Decepticons took advantage and basically, were able to hit the Autobots hard. But when Grimlock and Blaster recovered, they made their peace and then fought back. But in the ensuing chaos, the Power Master Fortress Maximus had the Power Masters, or pre-Power Masters, go back to Nebulos to revive Optimus Prime. And yeah, Dinobot mentions how that was a really great. That book was a great book with the battle between Blaster and Grimlock and all the Autobots on the show, in the issue. What's the full correction, Dinobot? What are you talking about? I did say the full correction. I shouldn't respond to the comments during the show, but
No, don't read the chat while you're talking on the microphones. Anywho,
that's all for feedback. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Dinobot, for writing in. We appreciate it. So, I guess that's it for the end of the show. Thanks, Alex, for hanging out with us on Alt Mode.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, guys.
And everyone, go ahead.
Be like little sad that Yoshi's not here. I had some choice words to say, but they'll keep for another time. I'm sure he'll say something that I can easily respond to on Twitter. But I'll stick with him. He doesn't need to wear no stinking t-shirt. I'm with him on that. I'm like, don't give in to peer pressure, man.
We bought the shirts to be worn to promote the show. Everything I fight Yoshi on, you're agreeing with him on.
Our donators paid for those shirts.
Donors. But also, coming up, I believe it'll be after this show goes up. It'll be maybe the week after, where we've got a special show where we sit down with Alex and have a nice long chat about all his work on Transformers and the upcoming miniseries that is coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. We've got that coming up very, very shortly. And thanks again for sitting down with us and letting us pick your brain.
It's okay. It's better than picking my nose. So.
All right, everyone. That'll do it for this week's Transmissions Alt Mode. Don't forget to check out our main Transmissions show. That's the toy show that came out on Wednesday. You like toys, you like comics and media, listen to both.
I hope you guys discuss the overpriced last night premium edition toys that just came out.
We haven't seen them in stores yet, so no.
They're in Toys R Us and Walmart in Brampton.
I saw somebody post about them being like $30 for a deluxe.
$30 for a deluxe, $40 for a Voyager.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Robbery.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I'm happy I don't have to buy them then. I don't care about the movie stuff.
So they were just repaints of the last one.
Yeah. All right. Well, save it for the next show or when I see them.
So that's equivalent to about $22 US.
That's still too much.
That's still too much
Yeah.
for a $15 toy at most.
Yep.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
This one, we want to really thank our Patreon supporters and donators.
Donors.
Sorry, I had to get that one last one in.
No, you didn't.